Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, and today we're talking about the best bourbon whiskey produced in this great country that I absolutely refuse to drink. But before I spill my guts and have half of you go nuts, it's time to talk about today's video sponsor, Original Grain. This glorious bourbon whiskey barrel wristwatch came in this box. Original Grain is currently running their Black Friday sale, which is 20% off. And if you go to originalgrain.com/ADHD and use code ADHD at checkout, you'll save an additional 10% on top of that. And if math is not your strong suit, I'm here to tell you that's a grand total of 30% off. Original Grain makes all kinds of different wristwatches out of all kinds of different reclaimed materials like bourbon barrels and even guitars. I love the design. I love how heavy it is because it's not too heavy, but it's also heavy enough, if you know what I mean. Do I feel extra fancy wearing things? No, because my body's not a fancy body. But I do feel fancy wearing this Original Grain watch, and I've been getting actual compliments from the public. So if you want to slap one of these on your wrist, or if you want to find the perfect gift for the whiskey lover in your life, then don't miss out on their Black Friday sale, which is going to be the biggest sale that they have all year. Click on my link in the description below, originalgrain.com/ADHD, use code ADHD at checkout, and bang, 30% off. Thank you, Original Grain, for sponsoring this video, and thank you to all the viewers out there who support the companies who support this channel. Now that we've talked about a second hand and a minute hand, let me tell you about something you will never find in my hands. So you watch a lot of whiskey reviews on the internet, huh? And you're like, I don't even know who to listen to. Who's giving me good advice? Who's giving me bad advice? Some people love something, some people hate something. The mixed reviews has got me like, what in the heck do I do? I don't know whether to spend my paycheck on this bottle of Blanton's or not. I understand there's like a million whiskey channels on YouTube now, and like you're being just interrogated, if that's the right word, inaugurated, you're being integrated in, you're being inignated. I think that's the right word. If not, then we'll just pretend like we knew what the word was. You're getting a lot of whiskey videos in your feed like every single day. Boom, 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 boom. Whiskey, 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 whiskey. Bourbon, whiskey, bourbon, 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 bourbon. Boom, 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 boom. And all these whiskey channels are just out there, and there's only one best whiskey channel on the internet. The Bourbon Junkies. Who do you believe? Which review do you go to? The only way for you to determine who to listen to is to see what the reviewer likes and what they dislike. And then if your palate agrees with their palate most of the time, then guess what? It's a connection. And you and that reviewer, hopefully me, probably not, but maybe, you've created something that only you two can create. And it's a chemical bond or a biological pattern. Most of the time, if you find a reviewer that likes the same things you do, you can actually listen to that person's reviews and find out what you will like based off of what they like. Let them be the guinea pig. Let them run out there and buy all the bad bottles and then tell you about it so you don't have to waste your money. Are you gonna agree with them 100% of the time? No, absolutely not. Because what fun would that be? Once in a while you gotta go, hey idiot, hey stupid idiot, Cameron, you idiot. I spent a bunch of money on this and it sucks, Cameron, drums and drams. But most of the time you'll be like, this is a super good thing we got going on here. You tell me what you like and I'll see if I can afford it. Which again, not gonna happen 100% of the time because bourbon. The bourbon prices are going up, 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 up. With that being said, it's good to find out what people like, but it's also good to find out what people do not like. This video is gonna tell you about a bourbon that's extremely popular that I absolutely refuse to drink. Do I refuse to drink it because it's a bad bourbon? Well, maybe if you're smart or if you got a good palate, but if you have a garbage palate like you or Trev Wilson, just kidding Trev, I love you, maybe you will enjoy this product. I'm gonna show you a product, and if you're like, that's absolutely something I adore, I absolutely love that, then you should never, ever, ever take into consideration anything I ever say about this product line, because it's just not my jam. And if it's your jam, then you should find somebody out there like Trev Wilson, the Bourbon Wrench, who's also sharing that jam with you. That way, they can tell you about the intricacies of the details of that product that you don't maybe necessarily know yet, but you really want to know. So with that being said, the absolute best bourbon in the United States of America that I absolutely refuse to drink belongs to this company, Maker's Mark. Do I buy Maker's Mark to review them? Yeah. Why do I do it? I don't know. I just don't know. Well, I guess I didn't refuse to drink that. A lot of samples, a lot of blind flights, Matt Madness, things like that. Also, apparently probably drank some. There's not a single time ever, and I'm talking like probably ever, that I'm like, you know what sounds great tonight? A Maker's Mark. Never. It just doesn't happen. I don't know why. In my mind, I think that it could possibly happen. Right now, I'm sitting here thinking I could see a night where I would enjoy a Maker's Mark, but that's never happened. It's never happened, except for whatever happened to that bottle. But other than that, nothing just doesn't happen. I just don't go to it. It's not what I enjoy. It's not something that I prefer to drink. I get some sour notes on it, a little bit of dairy, a little bit of kefir, a little bit of like grassiness, a little bit of something that's maybe a little bit off-putting. Do they remind me of a toaster strudel that I smelled when I had the flu when I was a child and threw up all over the house? Possibly. Maybe that's why. I'm not sure. But let me say this. If you love Maker's Mark products, then I'm not your Maker's Mark reviewer. I'm not. But if you hate Maker's Mark or dislike Maker's Mark strongly, and you see me review a Maker's Mark that makes me go, that's pretty good, then maybe that's the Maker's Mark for you to try. Who knows? Who's to say? All I'm saying is this. When it comes to this weeded American red waxed ass legend, we just don't match. We just don't match. I don't know why. This is gonna be a pretty short video, but I just wanted to let you viewers know that what you need to find in this vast jungle of whiskey reviews, you need to find that reviewer or those few reviewers or that group of reviewers that have the same palate that matches yours. If you're basing your purchases off of a reviewer who likes things you don't or doesn't like things you do, then that is what some doctors would call just stupid. Just absolutely clinically diagnosed as dumb. Don't do that. I get comments on videos all the time saying, "You're stupid, that's delicious." Not to me. Not to me. Like, you can't tell me what I think is good. I'm just telling you what I think is good. And if what I think is good is what you think is good, then guess what? This works then. This works. If we agree on stuff. If we disagree, you can't call me stupid. You can't say that I'm wrong. Unless, of course, you're wrong. In which case, I can totally see that happening because I'm not wrong. I'm right. Unless, of course, I'm talking to my wife, in which case, usually wrong. Anyway, let me know in the comments below which whiskey YouTuber matches your palate the best. And also, people reading those comments could see maybe channels that they don't know of yet and check them out to see if their palate matches theirs. Let's share the love with some whiskey tube names. And also, don't tell me that Maker's Mark is good, otherwise I will give you a middle finger emoji and hope that doesn't demonetize the video. If the emoji's there, I'm going to use it, just saying. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Original Grain for sponsoring this video. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey, and like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on looking at the specifications of things before you buy it. Because I kind of did a thing where I bought, it's not a major purchase where it's like thousands of dollars. It's not like super expensive. I was looking at expensive ones. And then I realized that I couldn't afford it. And then I was like, they don't even get here for a while. So, the old, what do you call it when you're at the register? An impulse buy. The old impulse buy wasn't available because they were expensive and it took a while to get here. Well, guess what? I found one for $300 that could be here in like 2 days. So guess what I did? Swiped the card and took it home. Ordered it 2 days later at my door in a big box. Guess what I didn't do? Read reviews. Didn't read reviews, didn't check specifications. Big problem. Because after I put together a 200-pound treadmill in my living room, turns out it doesn't have an incline feature. And I'm inclined to not like that because I love walking uphill. I should make a shirt that says that. I love walking uphill. So guess what I gotta do? I gotta find stuff to stick underneath a treadmill so I'm walking uphill artificially. Artificially walking up an artificial hill. You know what I mean? Should have read the specs. Should have read reviews. Shouldn't have impulse bought a Proform treadmill that I barely fit on